next up. Oh, yeah, so, next Melanie. And next up, let's bring out Melanie Wynonna herself. Melanie, come on up. Yeah. So, all right, now let's bring out everyone that we already know and love. Emily, come on down. Dominique, Tim, Shamir, Kat, the entire One and Our cast. Let's give them lots of love, everyone. I heard you were coming, John. Yeah. All right, so everyone gets situated. Go ahead and go and line up your questions, and I'm going to give everyone on the panel a really quick. Can everyone hear me on the panel? I know there's a lot of weird acoustics in the room. Kind of see. We'll bounce back and forth. No? All right. Well, let's dive on in. Social media is something that you guys are really connected in as a whole. You guys love talking to your fans, not only here at the convention, but through social media. You're live tweeting shows and things like that. How have you felt that has brought you guys closer together as a family, not only to each other, but to the fans? Nani? Nah.
I feel like we all got to know each other. Like when you're live tweeting, it's just so fast that you just say the things, and for better or for worse. And
I've seen her mustache.
So I just think it's a lot more honest because of how fast it is, and I think we as a cast get to know each other better, and the fan base as well. So it's a nice getting to know you.
Tim, what do you got?
Yeah, it's just great to put. It just adds another layer of like when I meet people and then I know who they are. So it's like you think you're meeting me, but I'm meeting you, which is it's super fun. And P.S. the banana's name is Natalie.
Welcome back, Natalie. So speak to us about your interactions with social media and how it connects you together. How much do you love that? Does it bring you home with the audience?
I think what's really cool is that you guys know my favorite things, and when you guys bring me gifts, that exactly right, it's pretty cool. So that's the one part that gets me excited, and also putting a face to the handle, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Kat, social media, love, hate.
Social media has been a crazy ride of lots of learning, lots of just trying to figure it out. I remember one of my friends that I've known since I was a little kid reminded me of like maybe 2.5 years ago I went to Starbucks with her. I was like, what is Twitter? Can you explain what hashtag is? And before Wynonna Earp even happened, so I think now where we are at and how much we use it, it's been quite a road.
Pretty cool. Dominique?
Microphone, that's all good. Hi guys. Ooh, I have two, so I'm using that. It's been, I'm sorry about this, really awkward. I think, it's been a crazy journey. Lots of, like you say, lots of learning. I remember when we were starting off in SO2 and I didn't even know what a ship name was. So we've come a long way. It's been really good. I think my favorite bit is when we get together for like tweets, because it feels like we're sharing something really special and you guys are part of it. So it's like this nice little family kind of coming together on Friday nights. I'm gonna
Can't understand a word you're saying. British and the microphone is effing me up.
Yeah, it's nice.
Michael, talk about your social media experience with the fans and the cast.
First of all, I've been acting for a few years now, and I've never been part of a show that's had more of a loyal fan base.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. You guys' dedication to the show and the love that you send our way, we have no choice but to send it back, and we have the outlet to do that now. And I know when I was a kid, I was a fan, and I would write letters, and put them in the mailbox, and hope that I got a response from someone, and then we can do that instantly now. And so I love that we can contact and reply to you immediately, because you guys are so loyal to this show. It's been amazing. And so that's my favorite part of social media in this show.
Very cool. Excellent. Thank you guys. Emily, is there anything you want to add to your experience with social media?
Oh, I don't use social media.
That's what. Dangerous. All right, so. Like, no, she's lying. So let's go ahead and start taking some questions then from the audience. We've got our first one already there in the back.
Hey guys, thanks so much for coming. Hopefully you continue to come every year. I'm sure we'll keep filling up this room or maybe get a bigger one. So, Emily, thank you for creating great content. I'm sure a lot of our other favorite shows is Lost Girl, and one of my favorite episodes was the body swapping one. If you all got to choose somebody to swap with, another character, who would you guys like to swap with?
Bobo Del Rey.
I think I'd swap with Nedley.
You have to say why.
I love Nedley. He's the best.
I would have loved to body swap with Melanie Scrofano last year.
It's that kind of show. We can make that happen.
I would body swap with Shamir, because I'm trying to get as big as jacked as Shamir is.
I said Nedley.
My question is, if we body swap, are we still ourselves in the new body?
Oh, don't pull the thread, Michael.
Sure, yes.
If I'm still myself in the body of the new person, then any one of these beautiful females on this camera, that would just be fun for me.
Excellent, thank you. All right, let's move on to the next question over here. Over here. All right.
My question is for the whole cast. If you had a playlist about your character, what would be on it?
You got a playlist. The soundtrack of your character, what would be on it?
Probably The Devil Went Down to Georgia. Yes. Bobo Del Rey.
Should we get a playlist in mind?
First season, Dolph doesn't listen to music, so no playlist first season.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe in music. Second season, maybe like a love song of some sort.
No.
Maybe some Backstreet Boys, Tearing Up My Heart.
FYI, Shamir is the world's best DJ. He's so good. So you better know his answer, because you know all the musics.
Maybe I should DJ one of the Earpers parties. How does that sound? We'll see.
I like Daddy Lessons by Beyonce for Winona. Oh, you don't like that answer? Fine. Fine. Maybe got that. That's your answer.
I feel like Nicole would have a bunch of Johnny Cash or something.
Oh, yeah.
I think that Waverly would like. Does anybody know Casey Musgraves? I think she would like Casey Musgraves, probably like her earlier stuff, and maybe, in fact, this is super geeky, but I actually made a Waverly playlist. That was Casey Musgraves. It was like some early Taylor Swift, all that kind of stuff. I felt like that was her jam. Does anybody understand what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen them all day now, so we should, that's what it is.
I keep it in the family and listen to some Lana Del Rey. That's awesome. Lana Del Rey.
And Emily just reminded me of Blood in the Cut by K-Play. The rest of you Google it. I
move on over there then.
Good afternoon. My name is Christina. Yesterday, many of you poked fun at Tim's attempt at an Australian accent. So today, I'd like to ask all of you to attempt Tim's Doc Holliday, that Johnny accent.
I tried to speak Australian yesterday. It did not go over well. So, the steampunk Doc Holliday. Well, Christina over here, which you're one of my favorite people. I'd love to hear everyone else try to do Doc Holliday's accent.
Yeah.
Well, give us a line.
Give us an example here. Give us a line. Yeah, give us a line.
How do you like my mustache now?
No, you have to do it in Doc's accent, and then we'll try and.
Yeah.
No, that's cheating. You have to do it.
No one remembers Australian for me. I don't remember anybody. There was no shrimp on Barbies and boomerangs.
I only hope I can make you healthy and happy. I like my mustache now.
I just got recast.
Winona! I do say. I'm the ethnic choice now.
I'm sorry, I'm shaking the camera, guys.
I have to do it because I was so mean to Tim. What?
Listen, I can't hear you.
How do you like my mustache now?
That's good.
Oh, do you think?
That's good.
Well, I was learning how to do it yesterday. Oh, no, that's more like here. Yeah, something like both again. I don't know, you guys.
Nobody can do Tim's accent but Tim.
Yeah, true.
Bobo Del Rey! How you like my accent now? Nobody can do Tim but Tim.
That's true.
That's why he got cast.
So Tim, who was the best? Who was the best? Okay, who was the best? Who was the best one?
That's not the matter.
I think Tim has like, how do you like my mustache? You gotta do like a bit of a growl for Tim. Like,
Yeah.
Doc Holliday has a bit of something going on.
Thanks for that, babe.
It's a toss-up.
Yeah?
I don't know. It might be Mel, it might be Shamir.
Yeah? All right. Well, there we go on. Thank you so much for your fun question. We'll move on to the next one here.
So my question is Kat going to be in the opening credits in season 3? Are you her agent?
We cannot stress enough how much we love Kat. It's contracts and legal shit and boring stuff like that. But how about I promise you, if she'll have us, Kat, in every single episode next season. Is that
She said no. Let's go and take our next question from over here then.
Hi. My question, I'm here with my sister, and I actually sadly haven't seen the series yet. So I was wondering, could you each sum up the series in one word?
That's the way you say ha! Wait! There you go.
One word, right?
Some of the series in one word is you're an alien from outer space and you've never heard of our show.
I would say redemption.
I was gonna say boobs, so that's.
Identity.
What did you say now?
She said
Sex.
boobs.
Vagina? Vagina. No, joking. Love. Love.
Love.
Family.
Basically all the good things, and you should go home right now and start it.
Thank you so much. All right, let's come on over here now.
So my question is for Dom and Michael. There's obviously some sort of relationship between Waverly and Bobo that we don't know about yet. So what was it like being on the screen with each other and knowing that there's more, but not wanting to give too much away?
Well,
Hi, Michael.
I remember way back then. We had no idea that there was more to our relationship
At all.
at all, right?
In episode 5 of season 1, we had that scene where I came up to
Interrogation.
yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea what
No
was
idea.
going on.
But it was cool.
It was.
It was like a really, really fun scene to film.
We just really worked well together. And,
Yeah, we did.
and it looked like there was a relationship going on between us that no one knew about, but there wasn't.
I think because Bobo and Waverly as characters have got like are so opposite, and yet there's something that like ties them together. There's like a darkness in there. Which
I
is
just
really
like picking on you.
Yeah.
And now it turns out that there's some kind of relationship.
I know. What do you think about that?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
Yes, I'm not. You want spoilers? No, I don't know who's seen season. Turns out, you're not mine.
No, it's quite
I
sad.
tried.
Yeah. No, to be serious with your question, it was to be honest, we don't find out like what's going to happen before it does. So we only read the scripts like as we go along. Which Emily was saying yesterday in the panel that it's really important that we don't do that. So that's part of the reason why she doesn't tell us until it happens.
It's definitely not because the scripts aren't ready. 5 minutes before we go to.
No, definitely not that. Definitely not that. So we didn't really have the chance, but we just, for me, it was just like I knew there was an interesting relationship there. So whenever we stepped into the scene, it was super fun to explore and just have fun with it in the moment. And luckily, it kind of came across instead on the stage screen.
On screen. We're just as confused as you are.
Yeah. So definitely I did.
That's the truth.
Apparently we're kin.
We're kin.
Oh, I guess. Anyway, yeah. Are you? Am I
Next
going
year.
crazy? I haven't got good eyes, but are you googling? No. Yeah. Guys, these are the people that made up googling the hashtag. So big shout out.
Totally unrelated, but the banana is trying to hide back there, like bending over. And all I can see is like the little banana. It's like a shark. It's even more amazing.
The banana is coming, so. That's all right. So let's come over here real quick.
So Tim once said that one of the fun things about writing comics is that there are no budget constraints. If there were no budget constraints, what's something you'd like to see happen in the show?
Dragon dolls flying.
Doc Holliday riding dragon dolls. I
thought about riding a unicorn. Doc, either way, I need a horse.
Are you?
We could get you half a horse.
I get no horror. I think I would want to see, we would just cast a really expensive Mama Earth.
Like Michelle Obama is. I'd like a billion remnants, and then the Earth is like, ah, she is. Yeah.
Remember when it was 77?
Yeah.
That was a good budget.
Yeah. Maybe like like Waverly could get like a piece of her shirt that covers? Sorry, we can't afford it.
It's like, cool thing.
All the things. Just give us all the things.
Here's the thing though, I kind of like
No problem at all.
like, I think the thing that makes our show really special though is that we're like the little engine that could.
Yeah.
Like we were at this small Canadian show and we had this incredible online fan base and I feel like we pulled through together. And I feel like on those shows with all the money in the world, it's not the same. I feel like we wouldn't be the same show.
Excellent. Very cool. Thank you so much. Next one over here on the right.
Hi. I was wondering, how would you make your characters fall in love with you?
How would you make your characters fall in love with you? How would?
Jack Holiday really fall in love with you.
I think I would try and look as much as possible as Wyatt.
What did you say?
I missed what you said, and I really want to know.
He said he'd make himself look like Wyatt Earp. I mean, it was
You got
knock
something.
over a bank.
Do chin-ups in front of a mirror?
Nobody's really seriously working it out over there. How would Waverly fall in love with Waverly? What if Waverly was like, oh,
Love
it's
without
not
me.
been, yeah.
It's like some Inception stuff. And, again, I was told there would be no math.
No math. Hold your math questions till later.
How would you make Bobo Del Rey fall in love with Michael?
That's the question?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is now.
How would I make Bobo Del Rey fall in love with Mike?
You.
Yeah.
A nice fur coat.
Keep wearing those rad fur coats and clothes.
Yeah.
Just keep being badass, I think.
Howard, Casper,
I feel
Talk
like
sweetly.
Yeah.
Be gentle. Be kind.
All right, that's
Take
fascinating.
me on a date.
Moving on there. Cool. Awesome. Let's move over here to the last one now. All right, we're ready. Kat, do you have it?
How would Nicole fall in love with you?
Yeah.
I think that probably letting Nicole feel like she's taking care of things. You know, like letting her feel like she's, you know, because I think Nicole really, really likes to be the caregiver. And I think, you know, my answer's so sad. It's not quite. It's true. It's true.
I was going to say that I'd probably lure Waverly in with a great arts and crafts day, and like maybe do a big old collage, like some research, you know, really get into just like some, you know, some boards and all that kind of stuff, like back in season 1. It's like, I like doing that too.
All right, good.
We're welcome.
We're good. You're good. All right. That's what I did.
Hi guys. My question. Oh, that's a southern term. I got it. My question is for Emily. Where would we be without our Winona Earp, Melanie Scrofani?
You know, it's so funny you say that, Lynn, because I have something for her.
It's herpes!
Someone made this, someone super smart. It's an Emmy for Melanie Scrofano. It says Best Actress Award, Winona Earp, 2016-2017, Crazy Chick with a Gun. Oh, we had a recount after the Moonlight one. No, I think we all, too soon? Too soon forever.
And thank you, you're magic. Thank you.
That's
And
okay.
made us all these bracelets. She's incredible.
Thank you so much. But don't you guys think Mel and the whole cast just took it to another level this year? That is what was so incredible. Yeah.
Excellent. She's your accepted speech. Yeah. Yeah. It's on the spot.
Can you rap your acceptance?
So this is a story all about how Indian and me a word on the fly. But seriously, I have no words. I love you guys.
Lots of love. Thank you so much. And we'll move on to, we were over here last time. Go ahead.
Hey Emily, it's Leah. I want to know, when are we going to get that Demon Rodeo? Since we were talking about that Demon Rodeo, I want to see it.
Okay. Again, budget, but okay. I like the Demon Rodeo, and then the other one I'm curious about is the Mysterious Chili Cook-Off of 2005, where like all these terrible things happen, and Nedley's like, I barely can talk about it. I have PTCD, post-traumatic chili disorder, from it, so... Season 6, if you guys get it, you can have it. Obviously, that's the answer.
There's your angle there. No pressure. So I have a question for you. This is for everyone. We'll just kind of go down the line here. This is a world of supernatural characters and things like that, but at its core, it's very much a show of humanity and vulnerabilities and things like that. With the most recent story and the most recent season, obviously we're at a certain point in the story. As it stands now, what do you think each of your characters' vulnerability is, and how do you personally relate with that?
Mine is deadlines.
I mean, mine is the baby. And I, you know.
Kind of easy out there. I'll take it. Sam, what you got then?
Well, I mean, Doc's mortality is finally a thing. I'm not as, I don't think, morbid. I haven't put too much thought into that, actually.
No thought of mortality whatsoever.
But maybe I'll start now, thanks to that question.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I mean, I just think Doc's vulnerability will be that. I just think he's too much of a wimp to try and not have that kind of barrier that he's
That shield.
first. I think he's going to go searching in some way to try and be strong.
Yeah.
I don't think he personally needs it, but I don't think Doc realized that.
Excellent. Shamir?
I would have to say with those is just coming to terms with himself and love, especially for Winona, and me coming to terms with personally. Just keep loving it, I guess. I don't know, but I think it's really interesting when Joel's Black Badge division is no more, and we see that vulnerability and just acceptance and opening up and being honest with how he really feels, and then closing up after getting the disappointing news of the pregnancy. And, you know, personally, that's just, you know, me working on that too, just staying open and receiving. And yeah, it's a good question. I was thinking about it. I don't know, really, really deep. Good question.
Thank you.
I'll come back maybe, but thanks. All right.
I think for Nicole, it's falling more in love with Waverly and like being in that super. I think falling in love in general is really scary because the further you fall in love, the more you have to lose. And I think
I think for Nicole, seeing the woman she loves in such a dangerous situation all the time is terrifying. So I think that would be it.
It's a hard question, but it's a good question, so thank you. I think for Waverly's gone through some really important years in her life of working out who the woman that she wants to be, and truly accepting that and realizing that it's okay that she's going through that, because she puts all of her attention on everyone else at the time. And I think even just accepting that is something that she's going through and coming to terms with that and accepting who she is. It's a bit like what you were saying, Shamir. That was really important. And also I think the part that I can really relate to, also because I'm becoming a woman and all of those wonderful things. But more than anything, I do think that Waverly doesn't have the most confidence in herself, and I think she always likes to put the attention on everyone else and make sure everyone else is okay, and I think I can relate to that in a big way. So, yeah.
I think Bobo's is trust. You can't trust anybody. Every time you trust somebody, they stab him in the back. Dog. He's not a bad guy. He's just trying his best, and he trusts everybody, and then they turn on him. At least that's the way I see Bobo. Me and Doc used to be friends. Look what happened. Stabbed me in the back. Friends with Wyatt, stabbed me in the back. I take care of Waverly, stabs me in the back. I fall in love with Willa, stabs me in the back. Bobo just needs a friend. Now look at him. Awesome. He's in a hole. All alone. Who's gonna hug him now? Just hug himself, and he's in a straitjacket. Trust. Bobo trust.
Trust is awesome. Thank you guys so much. Awesome. So let's continue down over here on the left side.
Hi guys. I was wondering if your character has a favorite movie or a comfort movie, and if so, what is it?
Character has a comfort movie or a favorite movie. Which character is the big movie watcher? What? I guess Jeremy would be the big movie watcher, but yeah. Does your character have a particular movie, of a comfort movie, like your character would actually go to?
Like, honestly, dolls doesn't do those things. You really watch movies, listen to music. Season 2, if you were to watch a movie, probably a movie about love, and just figure out what the hell that feels like. It's very foreign territory, and dolls has been in, the Black Badge division. If you grew up there, just taken there, which we still got to explore a little bit, and figure out how that all works. But in 3rd season, maybe the movie you'd watch is probably The Notebook. What is The Notebook? Never in my life.
Oh, it's so good.
I've never seen the film.
I think for Waverly, it might be Parent Trap. Or maybe that's just me, I don't know. Or any of the Disney movies, so like Beauty and the Beast or something like that.
I feel like in that vein, I was gonna say something like, oh my goodness, why can't I not think of the name with sadness and all the guys.
Inside Out.
I feel like Nicole would be really into the Toy Story and Pixar stuff. Something that appeals to adults on a different level than kids, but it's still, yeah.
Talking about Parent Trap.
Parent Trap.
I think Doc would maybe borrow Toy Story from Nicole and really love Woody. And be like, someone I can relate
Can we brainstorm together? Okay, I'm either gonna go something really like, Easy Rider, something with something after. I really thought. So like something really obvious like Motorcycle-y, or also Pixar. I don't know. Like maybe comfort shows, Married with Children.
Awesome. Well, cool. So, all right, cool. Thank you so much. Okay, cool. All right, we're totally get to the right thing.
Hi, I'm a historian, so this is going to be obnoxious. So my question for Tim and Emily is, one, are we going to see characters who actually died on the Earth Vendetta, like Johnny Ringo, who is actually Doc Holliday's like real life blood enemy? And also, how does Doc feel about movies that are like Tombstone and Doc Holliday, or not Doc Holliday, Wyatt Earp, that are about him and his best friend?
What we're bringing in for the show, I think you'd have to ask Emily on that. Movie-wise, I think I just got into the phone in season 2, so I haven't quite got to movies yet. I'm really loving selfies right now. I like the filters that I'm getting with the thing, but I'll get there.
Yeah, I think we'll see that happen. I wonder actually if it would be the opposite of what you think. Like, I think like the rest of us are kind of really disturbing to see ourselves displayed on screen in a way that wasn't historically accurate, but I wonder if Doc would be amused because he got away with it. Like, he'd be like, whatever, I'm still kicking. You know what I mean? I don't know, I think he'd be... I always remember the little nice smile Tim/Doc did when Doc Holliday finds the picture of Doc Holliday when he's tossing Waverly's apartment in the first season, and he looked more amused than anything, so...
And Adrian Holmes' character, his name again?
Reese, Bass Reese.
Bass Reese was actually a real guy from the same time. So it was kind of cool to have him there.
Yeah. There's such a rich history of those guys, so yeah, I'd love to bring them on.
Yeah, but I'm looking for Johnny Ringo.
Thank you so much. Over here on the left.
Hello. My question is, something is great about Wynonna Earp is like there's always exciting things happening and you're not really sure what's going to happen next. So we've lost a lot of like characters in the show and some of them come back. But have you ever like when reading a script read something really surprising or worrisome where you didn't really know how your character was going to get out of this situation?
Excellent.
Every time. Like page for page.
I really didn't know how they were going to get us out of the alternate universe. I was like, what? Wynonna's gone? Like, this doesn't make any sense. How are we going to get her back? And then Emily and Genius blow up a barn in its office.
Pretty standard operating procedure. It's really satisfying, I'll say this, we have read-throughs right before we go to camera, which is where we all sit around the table and read through the script. It's very technical TV job. But it's really satisfying because some of these guys, lots of people read it ahead of time, but some of the actors choose not to read it until we're all there together. And it's awesome because you really get their emotional response to what's happening, and like sometimes people tear up, or they laugh, or they point at each other when someone else is in trouble. It's really fun. So it'd be fun to film one someday.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Go over here to the right. Yeah, over here.
Oh yeah.
Good.
I don't have a great question like everyone else. I just wanted to say thank you for saying vagina several times on TV.
We'll say it right now, vagina.
Also, that watermelon shirt is super amazing. Thank you.
Well, I didn't hear that last part.
Oh, the watermelon.
Oh, right. Actually, the fun fact, this was part of Wynonna's wardrobe that we never used because I was super pregnant. And so now I'm wearing it now, so
Oh, that's awesome. Over here on the left.
Hi y'all. Yesterday we were talking about dressing up like a blade of grass, so I wanted to know, what would y'all dress up as at a con? Like at a convention.
I think, what would be your costume at the convention if you were walking around in costume?
A Detroit Tigers baseball cap and a red Hawaiian shirt.
My favorite costume that I would totally rip off was the nun from Game of Thrones who says shame. And then I saw her at a con and she was following around all the Harley Quinns and their tiny short shorts. And she was saying shame, shame when they were going to the bathroom. And I was like, girl, that's funny. I like that.
Now, look at any costumes?
Pizza the Hut from Spaceballs. I would bet like real Pizza Hut.
Shamir, what's your big costume?
Obviously a Power Ranger.
I really want to do Sailor Jupiter.
Can I go as a blade of grass? Genuinely, a blade of grass.
I'd go with the guy from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the towel, the rope. Yeah. It's like a little plug, but
There's Jim. Cool, there we go. Awesome, thank you so much. That was fun. All right, here we are. The moment you've been waiting for, Kat. The banana question.
Bananas are my favorite fruit because they have a peel.
Okay, so my question for today is, what is your character's spirit animal and why?
What is your character's spirit animal?
Yeah.
And why?
What?
Unicorn.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, guys.
I would take the bear that Melanie fought from season 1, episode 11 or 10. Just because that bear on set was amazing and was eating buttered chicken, like going out of style. It was awesome, and I like buttered chicken and bears.
Butter chicken bear. I'm always thinking about it. We'll come back to you.
Motherfucking sloth with a machine gun. And that's something tough but goofy and not looking at
Good.
Maybe is a woolly mammoth tough?
So, yeah, it's huge.
Because I had that coat. Yeah, I like a woolly mammoth.
Excellent. You got your man?
I mean, isn't it obvious? A dragon, or a lizard, or fusion.
There.
A newt. Iguana. Godzilla. Dollzilla.
You guys still thinking? You need more time?
I'm having a really hard time today with the critical thinking.
The worst kind of exam. Might we want to go ahead and jump on in then? Yeah.
Mine's easy. Mine's a wolf.
Yeah.
I got my loyal wolf pack on Twitter, so thank you out there. But Bobo is all wolf.
Awesome.
Pick up and wolf.
Yeah. Dolly?
I said unicorn, but I feel like that's a bit of a cheat, isn't it?
I
Is
feel like
that okay?
the lab or something. I really do. I think it's actually a good fit.
Oh, no, sorry. Like a Persian cat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long hair.
Yeah, I'm wondering. No. Just claw. Like, just, you know how they're sassy? But
The spirit of the frog speaks to it.
yeah, like, you don't want to mess with them, but then they're also like,
When you're close.
once you're in, you're in.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a good, okay. So, yeah, like a Persian cat with mats, because she doesn't brush her teeth. But like that, it's just,
Persian cat has seen some things there. So, all right, cool. Thank you, Banana, over there. Big hand for the banana. So we're down to our last question, it sounds like, with our clock. So let's go for it.
Hi, this is for everyone. Who is your dream guest star and why?
Dream guest. Dream guest star and why? What do you got?
Charlotte Sullivan because.
Yeah.
Oh, is Bridget here? Yeah. Charlotte, keep touching your junk, I'm sorry. It's like a Coke can. I'm kidding. Inside out, wrong place. Sorry. Charlotte Sullivan because she's wildly talented and like it's just just so versatile and love her. She's the funnest. Besides you guys.
How are you guys?
What do you got?
I'd probably go with Jeffrey Wright.
Oh, nice.
Annie was in Calgary last year, so I was like hoping, I was like, oh, I said we were on the plane together. I was like, wow, this guy coming on Winona. I knew he wasn't, but I was like, and if you guys haven't seen Basquiat, his performance of Jean-Michel Basquiat is next level, so Jeffrey Wright is
All right. Should what you got?
I've been thinking about this all season, even season 1 too. Somebody that I want to see guest star, like I really, really want to. Hopefully, we have the budget for. Is Emily Andres. I think that would be a little walk-on role.
Star. The next star.
Please do it.
I think Emily would be a great BBB boss.
We were trying, I still really hope that we can make you the actor.
Oh my God. Let's just make it happen right now. Find her. Go find her.
John. Dominic?
This is really random, but anyone, my favorite series of all time is This Is England. I don't know if you've seen it, but Chanel Cresswell's amazing. Really good. But so any of those guys would be like my dream one day.
Yeah. Awesome. Michael Heine, we at the end? Yeah, what you got?
Still am a guest star. I made it back with a buddy of mine, Richard Harmon. Richard Harmon's a good friend of mine in the 100, and we have the same answers that we give back and forth. So Richard Harmon would be a great addition to the show, I think.
Fantastic. All right, cool. These were some great questions from the audience. Our cast, that's all we've got time for today. So thank you guys so much on behalf of Drag Conference for joining us. And we'll see you guys at the panel tomorrow. And so you're not done with it yet. Thank you guys so much.